Highlight I kill some couriers. I love it. Although I feel like it's Hunter has become more understood and more played. It's really hard to make plays with him, and oh goodness, it's Huskar. How did that happen?
So we have to actually start looking right away. It's a Wisp Huskar. It's not as good as the Dazzle Huskar, but it mitigates a lot of damage to the point where if Secret aren't keen on Huskar, they might be in trouble. And they have two tools to deal with the Huskar, really. Wind Ranger and Timbersaw. And if you want to kind of consider Bounty Hunter as an early game counter that can rotate in and try to fight up the Huskar, it's going to be very, very hard against the healing Witch Doctor. But they could do it if they set up the lanes properly. But again, the main threats are Wind Ranger and Timbersaw. And Timbersaw, to be honest, it does fall off.
Here's the official stat, because Statman has pulled it off. They have lost, with the exception of one game versus Liquid, with a 2.8. So essentially that 3 KD ratio.
It just seems like they're dying all over. Like their heroes just fall, enemy team just kills them over and over again.
Now they're gonna Huskar. They're against a Huskar now. They're gonna.
Yeah, this could be bad.
Really ballsy.
Oh, it's a great pick here. Really
there's a Windrunner, you know, it's just a lot of physical damage. The team to bring some minus on, but we'll see. And as you mentioned, it doesn't have any. I mean, there's no pure damage coming out of Secret.
Well, Timbersaw is a pure damage monster, but the thing with Huskar is like people think, oh, you just get pure damage right away and you run this hero down. No, it's not like that. Unless you have something like Omni Knight that drops a lot of pure damage as well as a repel, which makes him not use burning spears, which is the main source of his damage. You have to get a ridiculous amount of physical damage or something that just runs him over early game by fighting or whatnot. And the thing with Timbersaw is he's like very instantaneous based. Like once he chains in and uses his whirling death, the only thing you have to watch out for is Chakram. And you can actually toggle through Chakram because it does damage based on a time tick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Even though the Timbersaw has some pure damage, it's nothing. It's not like a Quap where it's big enough that I think you can see he's below a threshold.
It doesn't execute right away.
So it's not. Yeah, as you said, it's not the execution type of pure damage, and then the physical damage will be lacking early on. But upside, it is something where if they can bring a little bit of health to the Huskar, he's a hero that farms enemy heroes. He doesn't really farm creeps particularly well.
Right.
So if he doesn't get off to a great start, maybe he doesn't get some kills, he doesn't have the easiest to catch up mechanics, and then I do think an Ember Spirit and a Windrunner can take over the game, but relocating Huskar, I mean, that's the stuff of nightmares. Ugh.
Oh, and you know what? I really like what Navi's doing here. It's something that I enjoy particularly because I haven't seen them do it before. And aggro trialing with the Wisp as well as Witch Doctor. You know, the moment you see these heroes, you wouldn't really think that they're the most killing or thirsty type of supports that can play in the aggressive lane. But if you think about it, the amount of sustain that these heroes will give each other will make this Huskar play like a Necro. Like, it's going to be very hard to kill him, and if you commit, you might just end up dying to a lot of heals.
Now, in mid, Pieliedie already being the pain that we all know, I'm actually kind of surprised he doesn't have, like, super fancy Bounty Hunter cosmetics, but either way, he's eaten Dendy Sentry. He's ready to just kind of throw out the casual auto attacks there, and I think Weehaw, this mid lane is going to be definitely in his favor, unless he overextends and gives Dendy a kill. So, in the bottom lane, though, they're running the Akmo. We'll figure it out one day. We've got Quap with a Witch Doctor against Envy. And,
so it looks like Artstyle actually rotated bottom after dropping the sentry saying, hey, it's going to be a solo Timbersaw. Worst thing that can happen is probably a Wisp, or Bounty Hunter coming in, and Wisp Huskar can probably actually fight up this duo until like 4 level 5. So depending on how the early CS goes and who gets the first set of items, this lane setup as a whole could really, really favor Navi. And as I say that, we are 7-3 at the middle line versus 2-0 of Dendy. Quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it is something where I feel like Weehaw's already, just with the way his hero works up, and as we say, that Huskar is being Huskar. It looks like Pieliedie in a world apart, and he goes down, tries to get the creep to deny him. No goodness, now this creep is covered in blood. I'd not seen that before. That is disgusting. But yeah, here we have some... Oh, okay, so IO Huskar is not very commonly picked. It's really interesting, but it has a 100% win rate this patch, so looking grand. And in the bottom lane, we got actions. Artstyle, he's taking a lot of damage from Envy. Go, Envy, kill him! Now we do see some look at it go action, but on the wrong end. They get the Dazzle as well, and there's no way Envy can catch up to that blinking Quap, so I think it's the tie. But at the same time, I have to say, considering that I think this lane is really scary for an Ember Spirit, I mean, I just feel like all the lanes, except for this mid, very in favor of Navi.
Yeah, I think for the time being, it really seems that way. And Axmo did something I feel like could have been slightly better. So he picked up the Invis Rune with the Poison Touch still ticking on him for another 2 seconds. If he just waited, he would have been able to salve and then pick up the Invis rune, come in. Because Envy had no vision of the rune itself, and he would have to just assume that the enemy got a haste or an Invis or something like that. But you can never really play too adaptive to something that you don't see. Could have landed a kill, I think, before the Dazzle rotated.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. The reason I think this lane is so in favor of Navi is just that even just a point in that Shadow Strike, it is such painful harass for an Ember Spirit, and Quap can just sit there pounding away at him, and he doesn't have an easy way to farm. I mean, it's also, 2 ranged versus 1 ranged, 1 melee.
Exactly.
It is a lot of harass.
PMS yet. I'm actually surprised he's not going in to pick up PMS right away.
Yeah, I am surprised as well. I mean, yeah, he does have the ring for extra protection, which will probably end up being an Aquila, but that's not enough against this lane. So it's going to be a rough ride, and taking a peek back at middle, now Weehaw is definitely dominating. Yes, Denny, he's about to hit level 5, he'll stop being able to raise down creeps, but he has definitely fallen a little behind.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard lane setup. The fact that Wind Ranger is naturally good against SF 1v1. It's also the fact that there's a Bounty Hunter missing. Yeah, the Sentry did not out early, so as long as Bounty Hunter is off the map, you just never know exactly.
I feel like these days against Bounty Hunter, I mean, we've seen it so many times where the Bounty Hunter comes in, even if you eat the Bounty Hunter Sentry, he's going to have more than enough time to eat yours as well. So I'm actually a little surprised that mids don't start with 2. Of course, the Bounty Hunter will also start with 2. So it's kind of, you generally lose, but it just seems like maybe you need more support or another way of dealing with the Bounty Hunter.
I think this is fine though. I think just semi-sacking the mid lane and hoping Dendi can stack for himself. Good.
Yeah, they say that. Oh no, he actually gets some Searing Chains under the tower. Can he kill up Axmo? He's zoning. He gets the kill. Axmo went deep for that Dazzle, and Envy gets it.
Yeah, that's not worth it for him at all. He lost the support for carry, and Envy's gonna get solo EXP now. Picked up his bottle, of course, and just picked up boots side shop. Still no PMS. I guess he feels he doesn't need it with the Dazzle, but either way, they've been getting the kills. So this lane is actually working out for them far better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I think Quap just overextending.
Oh,
I mean, obviously.
doesn't have boots.
Oh no, he's gonna get run down, but here comes Axmo. Can he throw out the slow in time? Envy, he pops up that Flame God, but he's still very, very slow. He's boning though. One more auto attack onto Odd Style, and now let's see what they can do to this Quap as she blinks away. I was gonna say, pop blink CD. It is 15 seconds at level 1, folks, and that's why aggressively going for kills in a lane up against someone who can either heal bomb you if the creeps are nearby or Searing Chains you, which actually do a lot of damage considering that Quap is a very squishy hero. It's questionable.
Yeah, his play is very aggressive again. It's a lot easier to just rely on being able to run people down on the side lanes, just like what M did. He had boots, he recognized the enemy didn't, and just took distance and just went for it. And nice stun coming out.
Yeah, good coconut bounces. Well played, Old Style. But we're gonna see Envy taking a lot of harass. I mean, he's doing a bit better. I'll have to show it with net worth. Since he's got... Oh no, he's being run down in the mid lane, but it looks like he'll be fine, as you said. Wow, this is actually, I think, really dangerous. Obviously, Weehaw does have Wind Run, but and probably made that aggressive play because they checked Dendy's mana, seeing that it was low. But you have to be really careful. You overextend against a Shadow Fiend, a couple raises to the face, and you die.
Yeah, but the nice thing now is he saw the bounty before, so he's going to be able to stack for himself. And again, because every time he sees the bounty, he's able to bottle crow like this because he has the ward planted, and I guess bounty just invis under the vision. But regardless, he's bottle crowing, he's getting stacks up. This is why Shadow Fiend is just so good at. Even if you lose the lane, you'll scale better and you'll farm.
I also wanted to, as we say, he's farming better. We see him getting ganked by Envy. What is this gank? He's gonna go down. That was super rude.
4-man gank. Yeah. On Dendy there. He's getting the treatment. Oh, they want to do something with the stack.
I think it's a really good play. We're going to be seeing TPs coming in from Witch Doctor. He can definitely try, but I don't think he has anything he can do. I mean, you throw out a stun, it's just going to stun the wrong people, and maybe he'll go down. Searing Chains, he ends up throwing the stun, but it just hits Envy. It doesn't end up bouncing, and they have slows. Envy eats a mango just in case, and now he's level 6. He has Remnant as well. Here comes Teacher on the Huskar. Let's see if he can pound into anyone, but it doesn't look like it. And while Envy is, you are on fire, it's not going to be enough. Sorry, that is my favorite tooltip. I don't know if you know the whole you are on fire. It's all capital letters when you're being burnt by Huskar. Okay, we'll see if anybody gets it thrown on them, because it is the funniest thing. It is like the only tooltip in the game, I think, that is all caps. And Pylai Dai, I don't believe they saw him
They saw him going to poking him with the Shadow Walk, but he was there in range to sap EXP, and so was Envy. So that creep camp, whatever was left over there, was split into 3 ways, and then they got like 200-300 EXP out of it.
And while obviously he's a big fan, Okay, never mind. That's just Pile standing. While obviously Dendy's going to be very happy to get the farm, he also needs levels. We can see he's only level 7. Envy, as this kind of farming carry who shouldn't be such a high level, is already 6. And Timber also level 7. So Dendy's having a hell of a time.
Yeah. And as you can see with Envy, he's picked up his Aquila. Again, probably not to finish his GMS, but he just wants his TP money in. Most likely gonna rotate to the safe lane. Well, as I say that, actually, Dazzle's bottom, so I don't know for sure. I know for a fact he doesn't actually want to lane against the Huskar, though. It's like he might be going for it. I mean, if Weeha comes for gank, this is really nice movement.
Let's be honest though, does anybody want to lane against a Huskar ever? Pretty much no. So
on the
I feel
Huskar
like
8 minutes, that's not a fun lane, whoever you are.
Yeah. So we'll see if they can make it happen. Weeha, of course, does have 2 points up in that shackle already and some power shot action. He could go for the shackle. It would hit now. He opens with the auto attack. There's more than enough to shackle him, and he doesn't go for it. It's really hard under the tier 1 because TP rotations can be coming in, and we see it. Axmo, he's there and ready, but he's not even level 6, and now Raw, he's going ham, but also not level 6. Less than 150 experience.
Puppy doesn't have a TP.
Oh no, Puppy, he's gonna have to try to walk it off. He does have that shallow grip. He needs to be very careful about the timing. Oh, he doesn't manage to get it off. And it looks like he'll be the only casualty, as we do see Envy has a creep wave on him. He's just taking them on a journey. This is, you know how some people walk the dogs. Envy is just very politely making sure that the animals get to see some good enrichment and outdoor time. But oh goodness, he's walked right into a Shadow Fiend. I don't think that's where you wanted to be, Envy. Where is his active remnant? Oh, it's not even in a grand spot. So Envy gonna be just TPing out. Actually, a little bit surprised Dendy didn't maybe think about going for that, but of course with the instant remnant, it might just be a waste of mana to get him low.
Yeah, it would have been a waste of time, I think, because he already used the 2 raises that he could guarantee to hit on the Ember Spirit for, so recognizing that, just that he did as much as he can. He's gonna port top now and try to save that tower. Looks like he's able to get the deny, so nice movement. In the meantime, I guess we haven't seen too much of the Queen of Pain in action ever since the bottom.
Yeah, it does feel like she's been having a rough time finding a good spot to be. She's now popped over into middle. She's getting a little bit of farm there, but a lot of heroes again for Secret lining up here. They actually open up onto Envy, and she aggressively blinks forwards. Where is the shackle? Manages to get it. Where's the focus fire though? Instead, just the power shot, and now with the threat of Dendy's raises, Weeha has to back out. I feel like it's probably too risky to go for the kill there. Just my bloodlust wanting the players to do it, so.
Yeah, I'm glad he actually didn't throw out the Sonic Wave. Looks like Envy was, he was actually baiting it out the whole time. And I'm not sure if pings would have come into play in that situation, but regardless, he still holds on to his ultimate on the ping, so nothing really lost again.
Yeah.
They're on in the meantime. They want to do something on him, but even with 3 heroes in the vicinity, can they, is the real question again.
Yeah, he
Envy's gonna spot out a Wisp here.
Yeah, he's gonna spot him out. Does Wisp, no creeps nearby to tether to, so an easy kill. Okay, this is Envy's 3rd DD rune of the game so far, I think.
Yeah. Every time the DD has been crucial in getting the kill, so.
Yeah. I'm not saying that, you know, obviously these are very high skill players, but something, love it or hate it about Dota, there is a luck component. And runes a big portion of it. So I feel like Envy, I don't know if they can get the kill on bottom with this DD, especially since it just expired, but you could certainly make Raw's life a little bit more dangerous. Although he has support coming in. And this is where it's also really rough. Raw, I think I have to say he's playing really well. Just general Dota things, making sure that he doesn't extend too far out, and that way it's really hard to gank him.
Well, he is under weep now, so if they want to do anything, probably now. There's some pings coming out, but again, Envy's not a toss and get out.
And as you mentioned, even though he was affected by almost 18 minus Alma because the weave was sticking up, not feeling like there was a whole heap they could do, and now Highlight Die realizing that he may be in a bit of a pickle. Envy actually remnants in. Okay, he's just casually farming the enemy woods. No need to do his own woods. Oh, they're gonna actually give it a bit of a go onto Dendy. The stun does come out, and they put down sentries, so Envy away. This game's a lot calmer, I would say, than the last game. Secret already doing a lot better than they were, and we can see the game is certainly starting to fall in their favor. There's a mid tower being taken. We have a relocate onto Highlight Die, and they don't manage to touch him with the dust. So unfortunately, this relocate gank gonna clearly whiff.
Yeah, in the meantime, Dendy does get the runes. Nice thing for them. Somebody we haven't touched upon in a while, Misery, just being at top here, free farming the entire game, I think, basically. He was going up against the Huskar and whatnot early, so it's been very easy for him, very quiet for him for the last 6 minutes. Surprisingly enough, he's not high on the net worth, but again, Timbersaw not getting kills, so you're limited to farming neutrals.
Yeah.
Not the best situation. Envy.
Oh gosh, Envy is a ham master. Do they have detection? It doesn't look like it, and Ham not gonna pay off this time. Invid's ruined for Queen of Pain, keeping her alive, and it looks like the Regoose is gonna be happening. What else do they have? I mean, they see this, I'm pretty sure, with Secret. You can see that someone's being tethered, if you look closely, so, Not the best gank attempt, either way. We're going to be seeing Dendy taking a little bit of harass, and that'll be it. Okay, let's talk some item pickups. Obviously, Weehaw, he's looking towards that Aghanim Scepter Huskar. We can see that he's going to build Helm of the Dominator, already got that armlet. Do you think this is a Solar Crest game? As he goes in for the first dunk, Puppy, he's going to just try to TP out, but will it be enough? He's got 5 stacks on him. He's going to have to use that heal in base, and I'm not sure the fountain's going to be enough. Puppy's dead!
Oh my gosh, it's actually going to kill him. Yep. Oh,
I didn't even mouse over the You're on fire! Oh. Whiffed. Completely whiffed. But yeah, that's the power of Huskar, and I was going to say, I'm not sure if he's going to be a Solar Crest Huskar. Heaven's Halberd is something that's also popular on that hero, also really nice against Windrunner, who she might not have her BKB up for a while, just with depending on the pace of the game. So I'm really interested to see what exactly Ra decides to go with, and how many more little heroes he picks up. Dendy, the Shackle doesn't latch, but in comes the Chakra. Dendy's going to talk through it, and now suddenly Weehaw in a lot of trouble, pops that Windrunner, but he's going to go down either way. Lots of things hitting him, and with the Windrunner over, gonna be popping to those burning spears. These plays from Secret kind of almost too aggressive, I would argue. It feels like they keep going for plays under tower, and I think the game's actually in their favor if they just sit back and farm, because their heroes scale better.
I agree. If they just split push and take it slow, they could definitely keep going in their favor, but as it stands, going all these kills with these magical damage heroes and not having enough of the tools to either burst or commit to bursting or commit to breaking their heals, I mean.
Yeah.
Really hindering their process to maintain map control. In the meantime, Envy's almost got his thoughts, so that's good news for them. They did lose some kills, and again, Timbersaw doesn't look like he's been doing too much. He's actually picked up an Urn of Shadows. Not an item that I would expect.
Yeah, and they're gonna see what they can do about the side pushing. I think Timber's saying with that Urn he wants to be more involved in the kills, and of course Urn is also, I believe, isn't Urn pure damage? Am I correct?
It is.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's
okay,
a nice item to have against Huskar in general.
It's not gonna be the best against Huskar, but as you just pointed out, it's nice, it's something, and it's always extra stuff, and I feel like every team should have an Urn, but either way, I wouldn't be surprised if Secret maybe just decide to slow things down here and keep up their farming, because I really do think if this goes late, obviously Bounty Hunter wants to be getting those track kills and so on, but if this goes late, Windrunner, Ember outdo a Huskar Shadow Fiend any day of the week, and the Quap will start to become a little bit negligible, because although the ult is pure damage, you can tank up a little bit and also pick up BKBs since the rest of the toolkit's magic. So
again, I only question the Urn because I feel like, as you said, it looks like he wants to get more involved, but right now for the last 5-10 minutes, he's been getting a fixed amount of gold every minute just by farming, and you can kind of gauge what you're dealing with. Just an 800 gold sink that you're not making any use of at all. It's basically a Sobi mask for this guy right now. It would have been much better on Bounty Hunter, I feel, who's actually going around playing near the Huskar, or playing near other heroes in general. So,
yeah,
it's gonna delay his Bloodstone that much. I think this Bloodstone could have actually come by now if he didn't have.
Oh, and Puppy again, is he gonna get dunked? It looks like he is. Goodbye, sweet Puppy. He actually throws out the weave, understanding that he's not gonna make it into the fountain. Oh, we can completely and miss it. Ra actually got pretty low there from his omelet toggling, and now they are back in, I think, hoping that the weave would do work when people came up to fight here, but instead, all of Secret, they need to get out Misery. He's going to Timber Chain away. Ra is taking a lot of damage. Can they turn and fight? There's going to be a Shackle. Where's the Focus Fire from Weehaw? It's on cooldown. He used it on the tower. And that means that they can't engage in the slightest Quap. Maybe she can throw out a Shadow Strike here, seeing if she can catch someone out. They don't have anything to stop Weehaw here. Gonna just, walk over him with the tether. Doesn't stun, and Envy is gonna get on out. Has those bots up, has an Aquila, probably gonna work on the Battle Fury now, and he might be able to get it. But holy Hannah, he's gonna go for the wave cut. Oh, can we get the courier? Kill the courier, Envy!
No, I don't think he needs 3 hits, and he's not gonna get 3 hits while the courier is moving at the flying movement. So he's gonna cut the creep wave.
3.
Deal right now, actually. He's gonna pour it elsewhere now, and looks like if they can get the follow-up at bottom, this is the best follow-up Secret has this game so far in terms of anything that Navi does and a response to it.
Yeah,
nice
100%. You're not gonna fight into them right now. You're not fighting into a Huskar until you get much bigger. So just lay off and get Envy some items, because honestly, if he gets Battle Fury, even just Battle Fury Chrysalis, I think he starts being a real problem for Navi to handle.
He becomes that much more of a threat to the Huskar, as well as just the combo in general. You can imagine Navi's team fight heavily predicates around them kind of 5-manning into a death ball around the Huskar, and the cleave might actually end up doing work, if not just bursting Wisp and Witch Doctor. I mean, they're so fragile.
Also, they have an Ember, Timbersaw, Windrunner into a lineup that only has Paralyzing Cask as a stun. I just realized. So, Ember... Oh, I almost... Do you have a... I have a bind for when Roshan is. Never mind, it looks like alt style, he's gonna throw out the physical damage, but Envy's just gonna kill him off. No such luck there, so Envy getting another kill under his belt. I almost, when Rosh went down, popped my hotkey for... I press Y up, and then it takes timer.
Yeah.
I like almost ping the clock as well, but you can't ping when you're observing, because otherwise the players might see it. Oh, you can't ping items sometimes. So yeah, I almost did it there. Been playing a bit too much myself, but not here or there. Dandy, he has finished up a mech and a Sange, and I really think this solidifies... Oh gosh, Secret, they're in a bad spot. Weehaw, he's gonna try to TP out on this one. He may just go down.
No.
It's gonna be the Aegis, and that was immediately burnt, and I don't think he has a way out since he just used Requiem of Souls. Goodbye, Weehaw. A couple more auto attacks, and he's gonna fall. Really nice play there from Navi, catching him out. They just completely nullified the effect of getting that Roshan.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice pickup. Axmo, I think he recognized that with his ultimate coming out, they can burst him down through the Wind Ranger Wind Run. Andy and Axmo is working in conjunction. They're using both their spells, the raise as well as the ultimate. Very nicely done by them. Huge kill. Again, Navi really wanted map control with that Aegis as well as Ember jumping around and Bounty Hunter, but that's in a slightly weaker format. In art style.
Coming out again, but this time he's got a little bit of backup, but there's so many heroes from Secret in the lineup. We can see Misery coming in. They're going to throw out the Paralyzing Cask. It actually hits onto Envy. No more. At the same time, he doesn't have Flame Guard anymore, and here comes Dendy. If he can get any sort of action in onto Envy, he's going to go down, but they're going to slow them up with that Chakram. And actually has to pop the mech to keep alt style alive, but there is a hasted DJ Raw. Misery, you need to do that. The Timber Chain action away. I was gonna say, I feel like the name of the game here for Secret should be, for the next maybe even 15 minutes, Split Push. Because with Dendy having up this mech, and the fact that they have a Huskar, I just don't think their fight stands up in the slightest. I mean, Bounty Hunter's bringing nothing to the fight right now. Dazzle might heal, but it doesn't matter too much against those Burning Spears.
It's definitely gonna be hard. It's a sad situation if the Dazzle can grieve. To assume that the target's gonna still die because of the Burning Spear DOT, as well as how long it stays on the target. Whopping 8 seconds for like 160 damage total. Every spear. By the time you cast the grave, the target's always gonna have 5 to 8 of them on top, so
yeah,
pretty much guaranteed.
It does feel like Split Push might be the way to go. At the same time, Navi has done a really great job of getting rid of this net worth lead and the experience.
Ember, he doesn't have a remnant.
No. He has one off to the side, but he doesn't have a good escape path. He's going to end up running all the way down. He's looking for a spot to bots out, but oh no, they have a stun. Where's the Paralyzing Cask? It's going to come out. And Envy goes down. And not only does he go down, that was his mega kill streak. Envy had been doing an excellent job of managing to pick up kills across the board. It's going to put back that timing on that Battle Fury.
That was honestly just... around the enemy woods. They've had this place like warded and vision provided around the area by Paladai for the longest time, so to an extent he's feeling safe because he got a lot of kills here too, but just not having a background in that situation. I mean, it was up, or rather it just came up. So. Speaking
of dire vision, they have woods like they want to be really aggressive, and I think this tells us a lot about Secret. They really do want to get those pickoffs, but I just don't think they have the right composition for it right now, you know?
It's really hard to take advantage. Again, they just can't fight into them at all, so the only way you can take advantage of these wards is just by looking at where the enemy is and dodging them. And they just getting exposed in the woods there without a remnant. It's not the situation you want to be in this situation.
Yeah, Misery does have the Bloodstone that you mentioned up. Now, of course, that item received heavy nerfs in 6.85. So it's not kind of the, oh look, Timbersaw, he has a Bloodstone, things gonna snowball from here. It's still something where he needs to put in a lot of work. Do you think this is an Ags Timbersaw game, or do you need something like the Shivas to help your team out ASAP?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like Ags is really good against the Huskar, as well as the general push coming out of Navi, but Shivas wouldn't be too bad.
We're having an aggressive go onto Weehaw. This Orchid is out on Axmo, and now with a bunch of viewers coming in with that relocate, Weehaw's just dead. He knows that he's trying to fight, but he's gonna fall eventually, actually to the IO. And now Navi looking like they're in a good place to push a tower if they so choose. Or just go back to farming. I mean, They're definitely in the driver's seat right now.
They're the ones in control, and they're controlling the pace, of course, very nicely. Nice track coming out of Paladai, but again, it doesn't give that much vision. Just walks just by the edge of the sentry, but they don't have enough chase down as well as the lockdown necessary to keep up. It's like just a mid-push follow-up, and still the problem stands that, especially without the Wind Ranger, they cannot fight into this Huskar, who already has the Halberd up as mentioned earlier. Not enough tools.
He decided to go Halberd. I thought, you know, it's kind of a toss-up since there's minus armor in the game, but I really like the Halberd here against a Windrunner. She has Blink, she still needs a damage item, and if she's forced to go BKB before that, this is just icing on the cake for Huskar. So he's going to have a grand old time, and I believe BKB is the only thing that dispels Heaven's Halberd in this game. So, and death, I guess. Have to remember about that dispel on death. yeah,
she needs like 2 more items for sure. She needs the MKB and she needs the BKB. And given the rate of this game, she might not find the time to find it. So
yeah. And I mean, we mentioned it in the draft. It did feel like Secret have a lineup that needs a lot of farm to get online. As they say this, we're having, oh goodness, they try to get the go. Can they kill who's relocating in? It's going to be Dieter on Weehaw. He needs to pop that Wind Run. He does manage to get it off, but he doesn't have Shackle for 3 more seconds. Axmo coming back in on that Quap, and now it feels like all of Secret need to get all the way out of here. They are buying time for Envy, but really only buying time if he doesn't end up going down here. And oh no, he's come into the engagement. I hear that we've got a Shackle onto Seneko. They're going to lose the IO, but again, this Huskar is big enough that it doesn't feel like he needs it. There's going to be a silence coming out onto Envy. He may have Searing changed them up, but I don't think this is the fight you want to take. And again, he's just trying to play evasively. He could TP top and maybe get his farm on after dropping a Remnant, so he's got a few options. He does go for another Searing Chains onto Dieter Raw, but again, I don't think he's a target they can take down right now.
No, he doesn't care about the chains. As a matter of fact, he's probably thanking Envy because he lost life points without being forced to pop armlet or anything like that, so
yeah. Envy finally TP's up to top tower. He actually he's very close to that Battle Fury. He's like 150 gold.
Falling Blade, and he'll probably drop an or like the Stout Shield maybe. Don't know. Yeah, he's gonna pick that up and maybe help the split push, but when Dendi comes into the lane like this, he can't stay around.
Yeah, he Remnants down to the bottom lane. I mean, his Remnant placement has also been really ballsy on Envy's part. It feels like he's really playing with fire here, and I don't want to say anything because I feel like I'm definitely not, you know, I'm a Dota 2 callster. I don't know exactly what Secret's game plan is here, but it does feel like if they can just make space for Envy and Weehaw, they have this game in the bag, and they're really not going for it. We actually see Misery. He's been gone on by Axma. Where's the relocate comes in, but the Shackle, it manages to hit onto the dominated creep. They're working on Seneko. They're gonna manage to take him out, but they still have to deal with Dieter, and they've lost the Timber, so Pylite died, turns invisible. How do they not have detection? It was probably on the IO. Of course it was on the IO. He's their little player. You don't make your cause by detection, and that's going to cost them an easy kill on Pylite Die, who is still running around tracking people. The rest of Secret is up here. I think they've seen Dendi. The silence coming up, and the Shackle! Max range out of that land. He's going to pop that Wind Run, and they have now the Shackles as well from Envy going down. Dieter, he's on the back foot. I actually think if he turns and fights, he would die, but he'd probably take a few of them into that grave with him. But Weehaw getting another Shackle, focus fire off cooldown because he has the Ags, and this is exactly what Secret needed to get themselves back into the game. That's going to be a 2,000 net worth swing, maybe even more when they, that was almost a 3,000 net worth swing when we include the kill on Dieter. So well played to Secret, finally making something happen. And I have to say, a lot of that really good patience. A lot of players go on the shackled player. Instead, Weehaw make sure to take out Seneko.
Yeah. Go for him, able to chase down heroes again. With the Wind Ranger Wind Run, it's so hard to take down this hero without a ridiculous amount of magic damage, because Huskar, you just can't life break into the hero and not expect to get himself in a spot where he's vulnerable now, because he probably wants it. If he doesn't get the AC, he'll need the MKB, but then that would hurt his tank.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen this. I also cast a lot of the South American Dota, and there is a Huskar build in South America, which is the no boots build.
Nice.
And they'll go all the way up to, usually they get it after the Heaven's Halberd or the Solar Crest, but they will pick up Omelet, Helm of the Dominator, and another item, and they're still rocking no boots, and they just use the dunk to get around. They just life break people to move. It's actually kind of I think it's something which here he can do it very well, because with the IO, you're often being relocated into range, but the life break actually, oh, we can't see it because he's dead, but the life break actually doesn't have a huge range, and so having some extra movement speed is helpful on the hero. But either way, Puppy's picked up a Solar Crest. This is about to help a lot. You throw it on that Huskar, not only is he easier to kill, but maybe, if you're lucky, he'll miss some of those flaming spheres, for goodness sake.
Yeah, this is very disruptive. He's definitely going to need the MKB, or at least the BKB. Again, so it's getting to that point where Navi, they have this lineup, they don't have too many disables, too many tools to shut down the split push. So they should have tried to do something or something, and it's just been a while ever since they took Weeha's Aegis nicely at bottom down there. They haven't been making the aggressive moves. Weeha's already got one piece of his MKB.
So I'm really surprised by this. IO's going for a Yules. I feel like, obviously, you know, IO's a hero very flexible in what items he can go for, and he's pretty happy just having a bottle and an urn, although of course if you can get more farmed it makes sense. I mean, I think yes, the Yules will help disrupt Windrunner's damage output, and maybe MB's as well, but it wasn't the item I was expecting, I guess.
In the meantime, there's a gem on Axmal, so he's able to scuttle some wards, and they find the Bounty Hunter lingering around. I think they just spotted each other, but yeah, Bounty Hunter just blinks away with this newly purchased.
Yeah. And this is going to be really rough. They actually smoked up 3, hoping that Puppy, Weeha, and Misery, they should have enough damage output to pick off one person, but they understand completely what's going on the lineup of Navi, and since they just got a gem, they were grouping up dewarding, making sure that their jungle's safe. We can see they're finally at a vision advantage in their own jungle, for what I feel is the first time in this game, since previously Secret had a ward here, a ward here, a ward here, you know.
Secret had a lot of vision the last few minutes. Of course, that's been all expired at the same time, and all they have is the 2 wards remaining as soon as that ends, I think. So they have one on the map now, and one that got countered in the woods.
Yeah.
But as you said, vision's limited.
They're gonna get this push. It looks like we might be seeing a tower trade. Weeha, of course, gonna clear that tower. Oh, even maybe faster than all of these heroes. Also, Weeha doing good work towards that MKB, gonna help out. They actually blip it, and
its top tower is under attack.
They take one, little bit. Pretty good move by Navi here.
Yeah. I also have to say I'm a little bit surprised that Pylai Dai went for the Blink Dagger. Obviously, it's helpful here when there could be a relocate in. You need to get away as fast as possible so you're not dusted. Or maybe the Quap blinks in, you need to blink away after being silenced. I feel like Secret, since they're fighting into a lineup that has a mech and they don't have one, and you know, obviously Bounty Hunter these days is the mech carrier into Guardian Greaves eventually, a little surprised. But are we going to see a high ground push? No kind of control here, but of course with Weeha having an Aghanim Scepter, you can go for this. You can just kind of poke at this, and they are letting them on Navi. They just want the Roshan onto the Huskar, or maybe the Dendi. We're going to be seeing folks relocating in. They've taken Dendi back with them. They throw out the Chakram. It's going to slow people up, but Weeha, he needs to get away. He does have that blink active, and he may just blink over the ridge there, or be thinking about blinking back in for some action. And we also can see that Pylai Dai had a great idea that they were going for this Aegis. And now Envy's here, because of course, who doesn't want your entire team to have a Blink Dagger? Envy's not going to be left out. They're just going to take down an Alpha Wolf with great prejudice. This is animal cruelty. They're doing it. They're doing it live. Yeah, so they stop not only Navi from taking the Aegis and now have good vision of it, they can still keep pressuring this top tower. Weeha's just chilling up here, and as long as he doesn't go down, which is definitely a big ask, but as long as he doesn't go down, he can keep chipping away at that since he's got the Ags.
Yeah. He's probably just going to stick around the area and just keep power shotting down the waves. He has the Blink Dagger, and he recognizes that Navi don't have too many tools to jump on him or get on top. So this could very well turn into a pretty bad engagement for Navi if they don't approach this with a lot of caution. We see Ember Spirit up here now as well. As you mentioned, he had the Blink Dagger from earlier, and that gives him even more ability as well as chase ability.
And did Envy just... his only Remnant expired, so he... Yeah, I mean, I think the Blink is also, it's his way of countering the Orchid. It looks like he doesn't feel like going a Manta since it will delay other damage output, and it doesn't exactly help against a lot of the other stuff coming out. Oh, Quap's gonna see them though, and now Envy, he's in a lot of trouble. He's gonna actually kill off Axel, it looks like, and with Seneko going down too, the gem is on the deck. Envy, he does manage to pick it up, he drops his bottle for it. They have to get some kills here though, otherwise, oh goodness, Dendi on the backline is getting into a world of trouble, but Dichira doing Huskar things. That was the saddest Timber Chain I've ever seen coming out of Misery, and now Weeha, he's gonna be dunked on. Envy, he's trying to do damage, but he just needs to leave with the gem, and it looks like he should be able to. Weeha as well, going for that TP out, but he's gonna go down instead. Oh goodness, Envy, he's still there. What is he doing? He wants to go ham. He wants to kill somebody off. He's actually going to remnant right on top of DJ Raw, but then remnanting to the second one, getting away, TPing out. He secured them the gem. Wouldn't be surprised if he just drops it off in base. Yeah, there he goes. Drops it off in base. Makes pretty gem sounds. I think his bottle was killed by someone. Lost to the world. And yeah, actually, I think a good team fight coming out of Secret again, and especially since they took it kind of in a really awful spot. Gem, of course, not shown in this experience and net worth exchange, so well played.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Soneko had the opportunity to actually introduce his Yule Scepter. I feel like he could have delayed his death a little bit, but he melted so fast. And we are coming in with the from the side with a nice shackle on 2 targets. Starting with the execution on Axmo here, so all he could do was Orchid, and he ulted nicely, but it missed it only hit Weehaw actually, so yeah, nice fight again by Secret. It's a lot of vision related fights. They had the track on a couple of heroes, and it didn't give the same vision as but they initiated the fight the way they wanted to, and the exchange it results in a 3-2 exchange in favor of Secret.
And maybe freeing up some map space to go do something like the Roshan, though of course they still have this dominated creep. The Hill Troll Priest, who gives actually really good healing per mana cost, is going to be in that Roshan.
Oh my gosh. He just put it onto the creep itself. He's going to Rosh, and Weehaw's going to spot him.
Oh no! I didn't realize he put it. I thought you were knowing about. Oh goodness, the dunk is continuing through the blink. Weehaw, he's going to pop that wind run and maybe be able to get out of the shackle.
Oh my goodness.
DJ Raw's going to go down. No, but the mech comes out. They don't have an Jambi. He's trying to do what he can from the high ground. Soneko managing to relocate back in. The courier somehow died. I didn't even catch how that one went down, but that was a beautiful shackle. There's gonna be another set of steering chains. Soneko onto a tree and goodbye. They managed to pop off the Requiem of Souls. The debuff does hit a number of people, but it is just gonna reduce auto attack damage. And suddenly going for this Roshan looks grim indeed for the lineup of Navi. Well played, I have to say. Okay, we all make jokes about how Shackle Shot hits improbable shackles. You know, it does actually even have, I think, 50% degree of... Oh, Envy's going back in. We'll talk about Weehaw in a second. Are they going to keep going? They're tracking up a lot of these players. Knowing the Quap's movement really going to help them out here. At the same time, Dietrich, he is still scary as anything. And if he has backup, I'm not sure they can take him out, especially since Soneko is back. Okay,
Soneko is back along with the rest of Navi, indeed.
Well played. Oh goodness, Envy, he managed to get the pick up on the Quap. Now we're gonna see the Yules. It's gonna get rid of that Flame God, and DJ Raw, he's been caught out again. But do they have the damage? The MKB isn't up yet, and there were so many misses. It looks like Puppy gonna sacrifice his life for Weehaw. Weehaw is actually still staying around. He does have the blink away, but now it's been disabled. He has to wind run here. He'll have blink up in 2 seconds. They can't do anything. There he goes. He's out. But Envy, oh gosh, he's still in there. Working on Dendy. Envy and Dendy actually quite similar. I'm constantly concerned I'm saying the wrong thing, I say, as the outro of this team fight. They might actually still be going in for more. Oh goodness, Envy, what are you doing? You don't have the Flame God, it's finally up. He's gonna take quite a bit of damage, he's gonna remnant away, but suddenly Misery, he's in the thick of it. Timber Chain has a really short cooldown though, and again, since they have no lockdown, he just goes Scepters and Timber Chains away. He is gonna be fine. Oh goodness, or is he? He needs to get up another Timber Chain, but he's too short. Ends up losing a bunch of Bloodstone charges, and Misery goes down, and we still see, by the way, Envy is still just farming creeps casually in this bottom lane. He is out of Remnants by the looks of things. Gonna go for that TP out, and he should be fine. He actually has to use the final Remnant. He couldn't place any more aggressively, and another one comes up of cooldown, but he is playing so riskily.
He's really living on the edge there, and you know, that Remnant that he used at the end,
and I'm not sure if it's necessary.
Yeah, that Remnant at the end there was really, really nice by him.
Oh my goodness, we are going in again at the same time on the other side of the team fight. We do see Pilot finally go down. I think this may have been Weehaw's lost hurrah. How is he going to get his Blink Dagger off this way? He actually power shots, hoping to get some more movement in the creeps, but he is going down, and... yeah.
Walking out, and finally Rook can.
Finally, I just feel like maybe Secret, again, as we talked about, they're not out of it by any means yet. I think they're actually starting to come online now with their heroes, especially since they've got the Cleave and Chrysalis up on Envy, but I'm not quite sure they need to be playing so aggressively here. I understand that the Roshan is a big objective, but it does feel like if they just sat back a little bit, maybe use the Sleight of Fists over the pit, they could have done a lot of work, especially with the lack of lockdown. We're going to be seeing a relocate coming out. They've brought 2 healing heroes, though, and Misery, he's silenced up. He's taking a lot of damage, but he should be able to chain away. Instead, he's thrown up in the Yules, and goodbye, Misery. down to 3 Bloodstone charges at the same time. They're working away on Art Style. MB actually can't because of the Ghost Scepter, and now the rest of the team. No, where is the rest of Navi gone? They're just letting Art Style die. MB actually remnants away, understanding how close they are. So these team fights really weird. I'm not gonna lie. And I actually want us to check on items because I feel like, the net worth very close to even, experience very close to even, and we probably missed some items. Weehaul still doesn't have that MKB.
There was a courier that went down with 1,850 net worth.
Oh, let me check what was on it.
Cannot because yeah, I don't.
For Dia, it was a stout shield.
For Radiant, the courier died. I don't know how to check it.
Oh, it was the full AC, not full. Well, it's the chainmail and the Exalt
All the remaining components, though.
So,
okay.
Yeah. It's actually a real pain, just for folks who are wondering. You have to rebind courier. I use config files. I don't know about you, Clairvoyants, but you have to rebind the courier to a new... You have to unbind it from the previous hotkey you have it on, and then rebind it to a new hotkey. So, yeah.
See. You know, I actually just clicked my regular courier hotkey, and I can see it now, so...
Yeah.
Something I learned today.
For me, it's overloaded because in casting F1, F2, and so on, F2 is courier default, and F2 in casting is showing radiant, or F3 is Dia vision. So yeah, so I set it to 9. Big old casting tricks. Nobody probably cares about this. Let's talk about the game. We have an Aegis, of course, up on the Husker. He's got Heaven's Howl, but he has an AC on his dead courier. And Dendy, Sergeant Yasha, MKB, Helm of the Dominator. This is a Shadow Fiend that hits like a truck. But Cleve doesn't care about your evasion, so maybe they can do something up here to help out. And let's see. They're actually maybe thinking about trading. Do you think this is the right decision? Oh no, they're actually taking back.
They certainly can't fight into the Aegis, I don't think, without losing some. Oh,
He does have the MKB up. The tower's already gone. MV, he's gonna need to crit for his life. He needs to get the biggest of crits. They're gonna be Iraq's down by the looks of things, but Weehaw, he's going ham. Requiem Soul's coming out, reducing all of their damage. Io has to buy back, but he gets tackled immediately off of the buyback. They've taken down the raid boss and all style to boot. And now let's see if they can find anything else. There's another gem on the deck. They have to catch up Dichira again. They might be able to save their base, and Dichira, he is caught in by those searing chains. He is going down. And a gem pops out of him. They are going to be very happy on Secret for Trade. Do they have anything to start Axel? They get it! So well played there. By Misery. I mean, okay, I'm not going to lie. I didn't have a lot of faith in this Timbersaw. Not because it's Misery, just because the hero is not terribly popular right now. But well played. And that was a buyback on the IO as well, which is going to stunt his item growth.
Yeah, you know, that fight was actually done very elegantly, I say. Although I do want to admit, I think Navi, having 5 heroes on the high ground hitting the tower there, and then letting Ember cleave off of every hero, especially with his Daedalus now, I don't know about that one. I thought how the fight was going to be approached was the Huskar and the Queen of Pain would just be not the Queen of Pain. Huskar and the Shadow Fiend would be the ones hitting the Raxus, and everybody else would be way far out of the Sleight of Fist range. And you tether the Huskar and still be out of Sleight of Fist, or, well, maybe not Sleight of Fist, but at least out of Shackle range. He got shackled twice. Once before he died, and once again after he died and came back.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I think there was a lot of positional error coming out of Navi in that engagement.
It is kind of why people pick up the Windrunner into the IO. It is traditionally a bit easier to land those shackles since you know there's going to be someone behind. So really well played there, and Envy is starting to get bigger and bigger. He'll probably swap out the wand or the Aquila at some point for another damage item, and because there are so few stuns, I mean, other than the Orchid on Quap, Envy doesn't have too much other than damage to worry about. He can just go, he can go full glass cannon, I feel like.
Twilight
Die. He's murdering couriers, as he often does. And wait, was that
AC again? Yeah, it didn't actually complete on DRI, it just stopped there, and it's probably one of those courier things when it has too many commands.
That's so devastating. It was exactly... This AC has been delayed for, I think, 9 minutes now. This is fantastic for... Well played, Pylai Die. Well played.
Very annoying. And he's got a gem now, too, so he's going to be able to counter up some wards, if there are any. Unfortunately for him, there's actually nothing from side of Navi.
Yeah, kind of funny. All of their vision's already been dewarded. Pylai Die doing a great job. They have this ward. This is a catch-out MB when he's doing Remnant plays. But other than that, they don't have too much. And speaking of MB doing Remnant plays, it is... Oh, let's see that auto attack follow. He doesn't have crits, though, on Dendy, so it's not going to be that hard of an auto attack.
It's still pretty,
it even stunned. It did the mini stun.
Yeah, from the MTB. And if he was in the AoE, he would be taking -6 armor as well. Probably more damage. Dendy is really strong. I think his next item is actually going to be a very critical pick. He obviously can't do as much as you want to get evasion against Ember because you can just dodge that Sleight of Fist. You can't do it against the Wind Ranger. It's just not logical. I think with Husker picking up the AC, he might want to invest into. I mean, I think BKB's fine, honestly. He just wants to tank up and maybe even a blink, just something that helps him get in there. Maybe Satanic just to tank up even better.
You're not a fan of more damage?
Oh, I think he went Sheepstick actually.
Oh
and
my
Radiant Courier
God!
again. This time the completed Sheepstick for 3 minutes until 45 minutes basically. Navi cannot leave the base.
Also, I feel like that was a rebought Courier, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a new one. Yeah, the other one has the AC, this one has a Sheepstick.
I don't know if I can check the rebought Courier's life. I can't, but as you said, it was the Sheepstick, and I don't know what to say. I don't think I've been in a game with this many Couriers die. Joy? A joy to call something like this.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Comical. As you can see, this is the result. Navi, they're missing out like 10k worth of farm between the missing AC and the Sheepstick.
And I don't know how that's counted in net worth graph. Because now we're seeing that Secret is 7.5, almost 10,000 net worth ahead. I think it's counting those big items. We'll see. I actually don't know how this works. Perhaps Vengeance knows. So, since there is a bit, finally, a lull in the action, this game, not quite a kill a minute, but still, considering how they could have played it on Secret, I think rather action-packed. Let's quickly take a look at items. Artstyle has another gem up on him. Huskar is rocking, well, when he finally... Oh, we had a relocate. Can they catch on Envy? Finally, and yeah, as you said, that ward, it does work. And MB's gonna know, I think, now that there's a ward up here.
He knows for sure now. Really nice pickup by him. Even Axmo picking up a Sheepstick, so all of a sudden, when the Couriers do respawn, Navi have 2 more tools to catch out a sneaky Ember Spirit or the Wind Ranger.
It's pretty devastating, so... I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see how this team fight goes. It feels like if both teams just play it cool and don't force these engagements too much, because I think a lot of the problem that Navi had in the top engagement was that they really forced it. You see this in games a lot, that going for the, oh goodness, the Shackle doesn't latch, doesn't quite get it, but if that Shackle had latched, and Weehawk is actually going to be stunned up here. Who are they bringing in though? He's wind running, but the balls from Io hitting him, and now he's picking up. Weehawk might be going down here. Timbersaw is coming in to give him a handout. They don't see him. Oh no, he did damage, he can't blink away. He's up in the with the Yules, and Misery, I think, just had to let Weehawk go down. A really unfortunate series of events, and Pylai Dai, he's actually trying to de-ward this, but is unable to.
I'm not sure if he tried to blink up there, but unfortunately for him, heroes cannot go up there.
Yeah, I think he tried to blink and then tried to force off as well. So not.
Now he puts this, as you can see, in his. So he's gonna need a tangle with that wall because he can't kill that.
It's gonna be, maybe he hopes that he can blink up there with, or maybe MB will be around since MB
none of them can kill. MB has the battle.
He has the battle period, so.
Top tower is under attack.
Very comical game, somewhat. Either way, we have items coming out on people. We haven't talked about this. Oh no, we have no chance to talk about it. We have a relocate coming out, and it looks like they're just gonna melt. Misery, he's gonna go down 5 Bloodstone charges. He's actually managed to get some back, but I think after the relocate ends, they might be able to pick up DJ Ra here if they play it right. Unfortunately, it's not the right heroes for this. They need the Windrunner. Still dead. I don't think MB's big enough yet, and finally Huskar has picked up that AC, and the Sheepstick is picked up on Dendi, so that's going to be the pickup that we talked about, and I don't think it's bad at all, right? It's clearly one where he can get a lot of damage out onto people. Weehawk, we've seen, doesn't have a BKB yet, is the next item that we're going to see on this Windrunner, but hopefully it's not too little too late for the high ground push.
I think this is still a really good time. They've demonstrated that they can still pick off these heroes, and I mean, anytime you get 2 Sheepsticks and an AC together, it's gonna be strong.
So Dazzle has picked up a Lotus Orb. It's nice here. There are a couple of things it'll reflect, like the silence and the Quap. She'll have to be careful about who she uses it on. Of course, the paralyzing cask. The dunk interaction may actually, I'm not sure whether you meet in the middle or you both dunk to each other's location? Do you meet in the middle of the dunk? That sounds logical. Sorry, but I mean a life break. When you Lotus Orb, life break a Lotus Orb target.
Actually, I've never seen that interaction before.
Well, you may be in for a treat. I'm excited for that one. I think it's not a terribly great thing to reflect, since of course the Huskar takes a little bit less damage there.
Yeah, I would imagine the Huskar gets the better end of that exchange.
Yeah, since it's magical, and of course he's Huskar. But it'll be interesting. It looks like we're seeing Dendi. He is in a little bit of a bad spot. He does end up throwing out the Sheepstick, but Axmo immediately Weehawk, he doesn't care about your Recreate Souls, but they have the relocate coming out. There's a gem on the deck. Weehaw is actually pretty low. He needs to get out of there. He dealt a bit of damage to him, and on the sidelines, it looks like everybody on Secret trying to back out. I'm trying to get the zoom out because Ambi, he is going in, but oh no, he doesn't have that flame guard. Doesn't matter. They have pure damage. Ghost Scepter doesn't help against that. And now Misery. Can they kite around here? Seneko, he is tracked up. He is in for a wall of hurt as Envy just pounds away on him. He might have invis, but your track doesn't care about that. And out of nowhere, Secret have taken out 3 heroes and Roshan. They know it's about to respawn because this is a max respawn timer. So Secret have secured themselves 3 kills and a Roshan.
Very nicely done by them. Of course, again, the pin pick apart strategy coming out their lineup. The vision advantage, bounty owner, and all their wards nicely placed. Really nicely done.
We can see the net worth shot was reacting to the courier snipes. Okay, I actually hadn't seen this before, but yeah, you can see it shot right back up when the couriers respawned and they got their items off of it. So, fun facts. Yeah, we're gonna be going in. We can see lots of MKB procs coming out from people. It's gonna be excitement.
Aegis and cheese, Aegis and cheese. We have dropped this.
Indeed, that's going to be coming out, and of course, I actually am surprised. Who is the cheese on? They put it on Misery. I understand that Ember is going for this glass cannon build, but I was kind of maybe expecting him to get at least the cheese, just in case he's taking a lot of those burning spears or something. I think
if anything, Ember should have gotten the Aegis, and Windrunner should have gotten the cheese. I don't think keeping alive the Timbersaw, who's building all these survivability items in the first place, is the right approach. I mean, just very well close out the game maybe with a. I do know he hasn't been killing himself with the Bloodstone the entire game, so they've been losing out a little bit on that. It's
really interesting. I don't know whether he just didn't want to.
Pretty sure he forgot about it a lot of times.
Oh yeah, he showed that range creep, Weehaw. You got him. Yeah, it could be that he forgot about it. It could just be that he's trying to save it for an instance where he can use it actually to heal up his teammates if he gets low. I think it's actually a really great pickup here against the Huskar because, of course, if Huskar bothers to keep attacking you while you're already going to die from burning spears, it's a bit of a waste of the Huskar's time if there's anyone else around. But then if he doesn't, of course, it makes it very easy for Timbersaw to kind of back and then use that Bloodstone to heal up his allies.
Yeah. The heal is definitely nice. Again, this game, he died like 3 times ever since. I feel like denying the gold is a really big deal, and denying the EXP as well, but...
Oh, it could also be because they have a Dazzle. Might be that he was expecting saves from Puppy, but he's not the chosen one. Who knows? Pylai dies, stalking up on to the Quap. Going to be no such luck since she blinks away. Windrunner not exactly got another option once you pop that ghost.
Yeah. Another thing I do want to note, a lot of players tend to do this out of panic. When you pick up Ghost Scepter against the Ember, and you ghost before the Ember actually sleight a fist on you, you dodge the sleight. It's as if you're not a target. And oftentimes they try to sleight combo with the chain, and it completely misses. What a lot of players do out of panic is once they get sleight of fisted and chain, they'll use the Ghost Scepter, and it's already too late, and they're just going to take extra damage from the chain. Of course, the Ember can't right-click you, but...
Boning, from the Flame God. So... How does that work with Cleave, though? Does the Cleave still affect you? I know Cleave ignores evasion. I'm not sure on the damage type, because Ghost Scepter is all physical. It's still physical damage, so it doesn't matter, right? So.
Pretty sure,
Yep, so it is something where if they're alone, if they're trying to use the Sleight of Fist to catch someone out, which is a really common usage, as you said, best play, you see the Ember coming towards you, maybe you just Ghost Scepter to get a little bit of extra distance. And...
Yeah, if you're not going to Ghost Scepter before, it's not worth Ghost Scepting after. Unless you're going to Ghost Scepter like when he's running at you or something, that's different. And most of the time people don't have it in the early stages like that.
So Pylai Guy's been rocking the same items for a long time. I mean, he's a support bounty hunter. We expect him to be poor and sad and only good for killing couriers. There's gonna be a Sleight of Fist Searing Chains onto Detour, but he doesn't mind getting a little bit low, and they have the Lincoln Sphere thrown out on Envy. They have a Lotus Orb as well. Who exactly is rocking this Lincoln's? Is it... Oh, well played. It's gonna be on Misery, but I hear Focus Fire coming out, and now Weehaw is made into a little bit of a piggy. He's gonna take literally no damage from that Death Ward and just wandering away. So they just... I mean, it's not too big of a deal since I still think they have a lot of physical damage coming up from the rest of them, but not great going into a team fight without having your Death Ward.
Yeah, and also it's really nice for the Lotus to be able to dispel the Sheepstick disable coming out from Navi. Really nicely done by Puppy there.
Is it? It does dispel the sheepstick? I wasn't sure if it was a hard dispel. Okay, so it's a hard dispel.
Very strong. It's a 4k gold item, counter 5.5k gold item. And 100%. We can see Dandy now. He had to actually change up his item build. He dropped the Helm of Dominator, thinking that he doesn't need as much sustain, as much launch damage. Got a blink as well, so mobility is very important.
Excellent. So it will not move the owner of the spell. Yeah, I have to say I was expecting Dendi to go into the crit because it did feel like they need a bit more damage, and I think the sheepstick is a nice pickup. But yeah, as you said, he's completely swapped out his items. I actually don't think a Satanic is bad here, but it's like he'd have to get rid of the blink. Maybe when they're base sieging, you go for the Satanic. Either way, when you're base sieging, Weehaw just doesn't care. He's got an Aegis. Empty jumps deep in, gonna Remnant away, but Misery, he's in there, and I think they're getting a range track. So Io goes down elsewhere. Weehaw still taking quite a bit of damage, but again, has that Aegis, has it for quite a bit longer, I think, now, and might just end up getting the racks. But Djura, he is pounding away on people. He's taking a lot of pure damage at the same time from the Chakra, but I don't know if they have the rest of the damage output, and the Death Ward is back up. Weehaw gonna wander away. Actually just pops BKB. Was that a first hit bash? No, I think that was just the duration of the Death Ward. They get stunned out. They finally broken the base. It's gonna be Secret, the first to do that. And Dandy thinking about that Requiem of Souls, but I think Secret might just back out since Weehaw no longer has Aegis, no longer has BKB, but he wants this rack. A huge slide of his steering chains coming out. Does he get Djura as well? They just have too much damage, it looks like, coming out from the lineup of Secret. Axmo's gonna pop that Ghost Scepter, but it's not enough, and now Weehaw, he's gonna have Focus Fire back up in 3 seconds, and he's gonna work away on this tower. These Lincoln Spheres and Lotus Orbs doing so much work on the lineup of Secret.
Yeah, and again, Navi is just not able to find the opening. The Wisp as well as the Witch Doctor down. Do they have enough tools? Here we go.
MB just blinks in, gets off the steering chains onto 2. Weehaw may be a little piggy, but nobody seems to care on the lineup of Secret. And Misery, he is playing all up in their faces, finally gets silenced up, but this damage from Djura, it's at the point in the game where the steering chains aren't nearly as scary as they used to be. Pure damage coming out from Misery again. Djura, if he goes down here again, he'll be dead for extra time since he used the buyback there. And now Weehaw just waiting on that Focus Fire. 1 more second and goodbye melee racks, and here he goes. He is doing a lot of damage. He doesn't even have his crit stick on him. And that'll be that. They decide to back out. So, well played from Secret. Don't know yet how long the Roshan spawn time will be, but they also did a really great job of burning that Aegis right about at the time that it was going to expire. It was really close.
Secret just taking this whole game very methodically from here on out. And again, we need this SF. This game is gonna need like 8 slots worth of items, but he just can't get it. He doesn't have enough inventory space, and even if he finishes the Daedalus, if he opts for that here on out, he still needs the BKB to be able to fight this. It's not the fact that he's gonna sheep himself through the Lotus Orb. It's just so many disables and magic damage coming out on the side of Secret that can disrupt the purpose of why he has a Blink Dagger in the first place. If you want to be mobile, and if you want to get on top of him, you need to make sure when you're on top of him, you can actually do something. No, he just cannot get on top of him.
I think it was really also a bit of a draft issue. Secret got a perfect lineup to pick the Ember Spirit into, and that was when they second picked the Ember Spirit. Or it was either second or fourth, I forget who had the first pick.
They certainly are picking smart. I do think, again, their strategy is a bit easier to execute in the sense that you don't have to fight at all. But if you consider the fact that how they have been fighting and how they have gotten cut off, I feel like Navi definitely had opportunities to push the issue. I just don't think they took the opportunities when they saw them. It has a little bit to do with the offlane Queen of Pain as well. She's about to die, but...
Oh goodness, and as you say, she's about to die. There's going to be a relocate coming out as I'm checking over items. Misery taking a lot of damage, but he may go down. There's going to be the Shallow Grave. Will he finally use that suicide? Is it time, Misery? He does! Well played. See, he was just waiting for Puppy to help him out the whole time. I know. Oh, and what happens here? Axmo, he has gone really far out, and Windrunner's going to shackle him. Focus Fire, goodbye.
That was a buyback. That's a dieback now.
Oh. Yeah, let's take a quick look-sees at the status. We have 1 buyback left on Dendi, albeit they're not rocking a lot of them on Secret, but at the same time, they're in the dominant position. Although, we are at the state in the game where anybody makes a mistake, you can lose a Rax, because they do have exposed.
Dendi's buyback is completely irrelevant. He needs to drop either Blink or Chrysalis and finish up the BKB. He cannot fight this game without BKB. It's just not happening.
Oh, we're going to be seeing Djura shackled up again. They managed to... Oh, goodness. He's taking too much damage. He manages to get off the Shallow Grave in time. But Dendi hitting like a truck with that MKB. It doesn't care about your wind run. And maybe this will make Secret play a little bit more carefully, but it looks like they're content to push in again. Envy with the... Okay, I don't think I've seen this on an Ember Spirit before. It's just Envy things. Oh, never mind. All style blown up. No time to talk about Envy things. He's gonna get the steering chains out onto Djura as well. Even though it's not doing huge amounts of damage, it's just zoning him. It allows Weehaw to just casually poke away. at the melee racks, and Emby, he might just go for another blink in Searing Chain's Remnant away. If you don't think you can hit him on the Sleight of Fist, and oh goodness, speaking of Sleight of Fist, DG Raw, he's almost toggling, seeing what he can do here. The Lincolns has been broken on Misery, but that Life Break, it has a very short cooldown. They could go in again. He's getting ready for it, it looks like. He just needs a target to go in on, and now it's Dendy. He's the one in a lot of trouble. I expect an immediate buyback, but he doesn't go for it, and Seneko, he burns down. DG Raw gonna go. GG's might be called if Dendy doesn't manage to do mad work with this buyback, and even if he does, GG's may be called. What is he gonna do? The Searing Sleight of Fist ends up missing. They call the GG. We're going into a third game in this last chance survival Starladder action.
Yep, and what better game to ask for between Navi versus Secret, with Secret finally picking up their first win in what feels like it's been ages.
Yeah, either way, I'm super excited. Let's get ourselves into that third game as soon as possible, folks. Once again, I'm Llama Down Under. We've had